So at this customer's yard, we're actually putting down 2 pallets of Zenith Zoysia. Alright, what's up YouTube? I'm Caleb Jones, back yet again with another video. Today's video is we're going to talk about the best tips in growing a solo lawn care business. So enough with the talking, let's get into the video and let's talk about how you can grow your business, okay? So there's a lot of videos on YouTube where people are talking about the best tips to grow your lawn care business. What I want to do for y'all is I want to make a video giving y'all the best tips that I know which helped my business grow in the last 6 months. So let's get into the tips and I'm gonna tell you what I did and what really helped me. And I mean, everybody has their own way of doing things, but this is what I did and it really worked for me. So I want to share this information with y'all and hopefully y'all can grow. And yeah. For all the people out there who watch my videos, I truly appreciate it. Anybody that's new who subscribed to my channel, I can't thank y'all enough. I'm sure you probably look back and seen that I used to skateboard and make skateboard videos. Yes, because I used to be a sponsored skateboarder. I used to be sponsored by Nike, but I ended up getting hurt. I dislocated my ankle. I couldn't walk for a whole year and a half. So I took a job as a ground maintenance supervisor here in Columbia, South Carolina at the airport. And that's basically where I learned all my lawn care things that I know today. And it just got to that point where I just got tired of waking up every day going to work for somebody else that doesn't really appreciate you. So, you know, I just worked and I saved up my money and I told my lady, I said, you know what? I'm gonna step out on faith and just believe in the Lord and see if I can do this lawn care thing. But what I did not do is I did not quit my job to do lawn care. What I did is I was picking up customers on the side. So once I got about 20 customers and I was seeing that I was mowing their yard and I was seeing the revenue that I was making every 2 weeks, it almost equal to about the same amount of money that I was making at the airport every 2 weeks, minus the taxes and health insurance. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna step out on faith and I'm gonna really do this full time. And I was like, if I can gain 30 customers in a month, then I'll be making my paycheck plus some. So that's what I did. I bought me a truck, I bought me a trailer. I started doing a couple side jobs. After I did like 4 side jobs, I bought me a Bobcat mower, got all the small equipment and stuff that I needed, and I just kept growing. And as I grow over the months, I would take a certain amount of money that I'd make each month and I'd go buy a piece of equipment, keep the receipt. And I kept doing that for like the first 2 or 3 months. I seriously went from having 30 customers to 60 customers in 3 months. When I tell you that's crazy, that is crazy. And this is how I got most of my customers. So word of mouth is definitely a great tip. When you do great work and you show up on time, word of mouth is definitely a great tip. What I did is I posted an ad on Craigslist. It only costs you $5 to post an ad on Craigslist. I put an ad on the Nextdoor app. And then on Facebook, they have these Facebook groups depending on where you live at. And where I live at is Columbia, South Carolina. So we have like Columbia, Irmo, Richland County, Forest Acres, Lexington, and they all have these groups, and you can join these groups and people always post on those groups, hey, who do y'all use for lawn care? Hey, who do y'all use for pine straw? So I started seeing those groups, and what I would do is I would target one customer out of that group, and then I would reach out to them and be like, hey, you know, whatever you need, I would do your yard for $45 or $60 all year round. That's including the leaf cleanup, that's including trimming the shrubs, $60 all year round. And then I would get them on board. And what would happen is I would show up to do a job in their yard and they were so happy with the work and so pleased on how I did it, they would tell somebody else, or somebody would post on that group like, hey, who do y'all use for lawn care? They would tag me in on Facebook. So that helped me out a lot too. And I mean, those Facebook groups are a big thing when it comes to lawn care, because people really go on there and they're looking for a great deal, but at the same time, they want to pay somebody that's going to show up and do a good job. These bigger lawn care companies, they have a lot of overhead. So as a little solo operator, you can swoop in there and tell them, hey, I'll do your yard for $40 or $60. I've seen a lot of lawn care guys, they won't even take their mower off the trailer unless they're making $100, which in my opinion, I think is retarded, because there's no job out there that's gonna pay you $45 or $50 an hour unless you're like a CEO of a big company. So that's the way I look at things. If I go out and I do, you know, 2 yards at $45 a pop and it only takes me 30 minutes, I mean, you do the math. So at the end of the day, the numbers don't lie. And as a solo person, if you can make anywhere between $300 to $500 a day, Monday through Friday, and you work on Saturday and Sunday, I mean, you can't get no better than that. That is like golden. So that was my main thing, is the Facebook groups, post on Craigslist, and the Nextdoor app. And that's the #1 tip that I could give you right now. So let's get into tip number 2, okay? All right, so tip number 2, when you gain these customers and you tell these people, hey, I'm gonna be at your house tomorrow, or I'm gonna be at your house on Thursday, make sure you show up on time. Something I've noticed that helped me out a lot also is I would just shoot a customer a text message like, hey, I'll be there tomorrow from anywhere between 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, because you got to think about traffic. You might have to stop and get gas, you might have to get food, somewhere in that time frame, so they kind of had an idea of what time I'd show up. When I would get done doing their yard, I would shoot them a text like, hey, I'm done, I'll text you later on, or just trying to communicate with the customer, so you know, at the end of the day, they know that you showed up, you did what you're supposed to do, and you went on about your business. But at the same time, I try to communicate with my customers. It might take you a little extra time, but I can promise you, customers love people who want to communicate, that want to talk, that want to show up and do a good job. There's a lot of lawn care guys out here that just go out here and try to do 10 to 20 yards a day to make a crazy amount of money. I don't work that way. That's not how I work. What I tell my customer is anybody can cut grass, but it's all about the detail work, all about that bed edge, you know, keeping those shrubs nice and tight, it's keeping everything looking good, picking the sticks up out of the yard, picking the trash up out of the yard. Do I charge for that? No. I charge a set fee on maintenance for my customers, and that's for doing the yard, shrubs, leaf cleanup, and I do that all year round. So that's definitely helped me out a lot also. So for tip number 3, another tip that's helped me out a lot in my landscaping and lawn care business is every yard that I do, say for instance, if you go out and you do 7 yards a day or 8 yards a day, and you do that Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday, something that I've been doing that helped me out a lot is I've been saving like 50 bucks a day off every yard I do. If you do that, you're guaranteed to have at least $1,000 to $1,200 at the end of the month. So what I do with that extra cash is I just save that extra cash, so come in the winter time, if things slow down for you, you still have that extra cash to hold you over until the springtime. But where I live at in Columbia, South Carolina, no, it ain't such thing as no what you gonna do in the winter time. But the question is, what are you not gonna do in the winter time? Because we stay so busy here, it's crazy. You can almost mow all year round, so that's definitely a blessing. Tip number 4. This is another thing that I feel like all landscaper and lawn care guys should do. But you know, everybody, to each his own. Everybody has their own price on what they want to do. Something I do is if I go into a customer's yard and I charge this customer $60 to do their yard and they want the shrubs trimmed, yes, I would charge them extra to trim the shrub. I normally charge anywhere between $7 to $9 a shrub. I don't charge a crazy amount of money because I feel like if you're a fair price and it's not going to take you a long time to do it, then you'll always have work. So that's another thing. Some people might price a job way too high, and what happens is they'll price themselves out of a job. I don't do that. So any new customer that I get and I want to put them on a 12-month schedule, what I'll tell them is, hey, if I come mow your yard and I charge you $60 and then I charge you X amount of dollars for the shrubs, what I do is I'll charge them to do the shrubs the first time, but after that, I put that in my maintenance fee. So if I charge a customer $60 to mow the yard, then I'm charging them $60 to mow the yard, do the shrubs, and get up all the leaves. And I tell them I do that for 12 months out of a year. What that does for me is, in the wintertime when things slow down a little bit, it keeps me working and I'm still bringing in the same revenue that I'm bringing in every day. And that's definitely helped me out a lot. I don't charge them like, oh, you know, I'm gonna charge you $700, $800 a month to do this property, when I charge them $60 or $80 or whatever I charge them. I do that for 12 months out of the year, so I'm still working every single day. And that's another thing that helped me out a lot. And this is going on my 2nd year in lawn care. Yeah, that helped me out a lot. And that's something you can do if you want to. You don't have to, but that's another good tip that people don't really talk about. But guess what? I talk about it. It helps me. It keeps the revenue flowing, keeps me working, keeps the customers happy because they're getting a fair deal. So still put money in your pocket. So that's another good tip. All right, so tip number 5. Something else that you could do if things slow down for you with the lawn care business in the winter time, and you don't have any commercial properties. I offer more than just lawn care service. You know, sometimes a customer asks you, hey, do you know how to stain the fence? Yes, I'll stain your fence and I'll give them a price for doing that. We do retaining walls, we do sod. Only thing we do not do is irrigation because I don't like messing with people's main lines. I actually have a license for backflow. I just don't like irrigation. It's good money in irrigation, but I try to stay the hell away from irrigation because that shit is a problem that I do not want, and I don't have a trencher, and I damn sure don't want to be digging trenches with a shovel. So just another tip, you could do other things other than lawn care needs. You can also charge a customer $20 a week to pick the poop up out of their yard. If you charge them $20 a week and you get to the point where you got enough customers doing that, you could hire somebody. So say for instance, if you're doing 30 yards a day at $20 a pop, that's still $600 a day just picking up dog poop out of their yard. So that's something else that we offer too. We charge some customers $20 a week to get the poop up. It takes about 5 or 10 minutes. I keep a bucket on my trailer full of cat litter, a pooper scooper. I fill that up, dispose at the end of the day. You still got revenue coming in. So there's all types of things that you could do to make money in the lawn care and landscaping business. So that's just another really good tip. That's something that helped me, and it continues to keep growing. So we're always working. That's what you want to be. You don't want to be sitting around thinking about, hey, what am I going to do for my next job? Hey, what am I going to do to get a customer? You always want to keep working. And I built my business in the past year. I've only been doing this for a year, so this is going on my second year. In the past year, I've turned this into a day-to-day operation, so I'm working every single day. I actually have a schedule now, and it's so crazy to think about it because a year ago I was working at the airport, just not hate, and I was hating my job and I was hating what I was doing, and it just sucked. And I was like, man, I'm going to do this lawn care landscaping business. So I started planning and just had a goal that I wanted to do, and I set out for that goal and I made it happen, and I gained these customers, and I stayed on top of posting an ad on Craigslist and Nextdoor and Facebook. You don't have to pay somebody to do marketing for you. There's people out here that's like, hey, we can do the marketing for you. We can get you all these customers. No, I've never paid nobody a single dollar. I've done everything myself. And I promise you, at the end of the day, if you do it yourself, you're going to feel so happy that you did it yourself. And you're going to be so thankful to have these customers because you got these customers with your hard work, your determination, and your marketing. You don't need anybody for that. That's a scam. Do not do that. I'm just telling you. There's companies out here that say, well, you got to have these systems to do this amount of revenue. No, you do not. You don't have to have these systems. You just got to have the drive and just have the knowledge. Just sit and do some research on different types of grasses. Just knowing the different types of grasses, able to walk into a customer's yard and identify that type of grass or that different type of shrub or trees. All that stuff is going to make your business better because you have the knowledge. So the more knowledge that you learn in your business, the more money you're gonna make. So that's another tip. All right, so that's basically all the tips I got for y'all. Like I said, just get on Facebook, Craigslist. That's really helped me out a lot. And just word of mouth and just been out there talking to people. I even went to some of the big car meets that they had here, and people say, hey, what do you do for a living? I was like, hey, I do landscaping or lawn care. Oh, you cut grass? You got a car? Yeah, so always keep some cars on deck. But yeah, that's pretty much all the tips I have for y'all. Hopefully this video helps somebody. Make sure you smash that like button. Follow your boy on Instagram right here at Caleb23. Like always, to the next video, adios, stay tuned. And the next video is, I just bought a brand new mower, so I can't wait to show you what I got. So hope y'all have a great week. Get out there and make it happen. And